It's after school tea time. Today's episode brought to you by Coke with a splash of pineapple in it. Pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah. There's that. There's also there's of course like the Modelo or beer with like lime.
Have you tried Clamato?
Yeah, I love Clamato.
Okay, I haven't had the courage to try it. I'm going to drink it.
I like V8, I like Clamato, I like my tomato juices.
Yeah.
I always get like really weird looks at it.
Because I first heard about it of a friend's dad, Mexican, loves that stuff.
It's
I've only seen Mexican people drink it.
It's you know, that's how you make micheladas. That's how you make like the frizzy like spicy drinks that I forgot the name of it. It is definitely a mix. It's definitely a Mexican thing. My mom wouldn't let me drink it as much as I wanted to, and now I'm an adult. I don't drink as much as I want to because I realize how much sodium that thing packs. It's a fuckload of sodium. It's like that's why she didn't let me do it. Thank you, Mom.
But yeah, I gotta pick it up like the Budweiser. Because I've always been curious, and I just never got around. Like, I don't want to spend $3 on this thing I might hate, but it's such a low buy-in.
Definitely do it. If you like V8s, it's gonna taste a little bit.
I don't.
You don't?
I want to try it though, because
brand new experience.
Yeah, exactly. I like. I don't like. I drink Bloody Marys. I don't exactly like them, but like, yeah, tomato juice and a beverage.
Yeah, why not?
It's fine. I've drank V8s. The clam is what always threw me off because I do love clam chowder. I love eating clams, but clam and tomato.
Yeah, why not?
I'm a New England clam chowder guy. Okay, none of that New York clam chowder where there's tomato base. Get the fuck out of here.
What is exactly New England? Like, I'm not really familiar with the area. Like, to be honest with you, like, even though I've been living here for, like, over half my life, I've only really seen Chicago, Nebraska, Arizona, and Vegas. So New England, to me, like, that's just a whole region. Yeah. I don't know anything.
Illinois is the furthest east you've been. That's wild.
Yes.
New England is just...
I imagine it's like the movie Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. A lot of sad old white people, just cold and depressed, and
fish pussy.
Yeah. Old money, a lot of old money there.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's the it's the original 13 colonies area is part of there. So I think it's Massachusetts up through Maine. Maine is, of course, the top. It's the erect penis of the United States.
Would you say it's the main part?
Yeah, it's the main vein of the United States. And then, I want to think Connecticut, but Connecticut, I think, is part of the tri-state area, which is New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, because they're all just converged there around New York City. But this isn't a geography. Well, it's after school tea time. We're just hanging out This is our school club, There's our club president, Nook. His little skulls in the...
His little wiener that's going to be out. He might be hanging out for like half the podcast because he likes... When my leg is crossed, he likes coming up because then he has a good seat. And you're here, so like he's excited to see you.
Hey, buddy.
Well, yeah, what have you been up to? What have you been watching, playing?
This weekend I saw Bros. Which is a...
Is that the...
It's the Billy Eichner romantic comedy.
That guy's so insufferable. I can't do it.
That's part of the show. I like Billy Eichner. I like Billy on the Street. It's Deborah Messing, you gays!
I like clips of it. Like to this day, sometimes I'll say, like, let's go lesbians.
Yeah.
I don't think I can stand them for over 5 minutes.
But that's a, that Billy on the Street is an exaggeration. It's a character. Whereas he's a normal guy in the movie. He's not like some guy just yelling at strangers. So, I mean, it's probably the funniest rom-com I've seen in a while, honestly.
My first introduction to him was Parks and Rec, where he just plays Bill in the Street.
Yeah, he's that same guy.
Yeah, and I liked him doing it. And then, like I said, I like the clips, but like, I tried watching like a compilation and just by like minute by like minute 7, I was like, I fucking hate this guy.
Oh, it's if you want a good rom-com, Bros is funny, and also like the Bros is a good title because also in a lot of movies and TV, we don't see the start of a gay relationship. It's always like, oh, those are the gay friends, and they're a couple. They're already established as a couple, and like the white lady's getting advice from them.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like seeing the start of this gay romance was fun because it's just like
Bros hanging out.
yeah, exactly. It's like dudes, like gay men are still men. It's like sup, cool. What are you up to, man? It's just like yeah, man. I get that. I feel that. Just like dudes texting each other and just like shit. That was lame as shit. Like
that's with my queer circles I talk with and hang out with in occasion. What you describe is trans women, like the trans women I hang out with and I talk to. They're very much like, yeah, girl, like let's hang out, let's do this thing, and it's just they're just sitting next to each other with their PC setup next to their PC setup. One was playing Dwarf Fortress, and the other one is, I don't know, like DDoS and something. Yeah, because I love like my interaction with like queer, like cis queer men. Is just like they're just like just very out there, very flamboyant, and like that's the people I like to hang out with. So like the depiction of like bros to me, I'm just like, hey, I haven't seen that as a queer man. And like I said, I just find him insufferable, so I think I probably won't watch it.
Oh. Alright.
Yeah.
It's
like,
funny, had a fun time.
To be fair, I'm not a huge fan of rom-coms.
Get out of here, man.
I think
Crazy Stupid Love is a wonderful movie.
I think the last rom-com I watched, and I actually thought was really solid, was Always Be My Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just because I fucking love Ali Wong.
Yeah, Randall Park, Keanu Reeves,
fucking
baby.
Randall Park killing it.
Keanu Reeves kills his cameo in it. I mean, it's a classic meme of just him crying at dinner.
He is just playing what we think Keanu Reeves is.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah. Because he's not a character.
No.
Keanu Reeves is playing Keanu Reeves.
He's just a dude. Like,
exactly.
I've watched a couple interviews because I was like really hyped up with like Cyberpunk as everybody else, and when he has his little bit of a comeback, because I think he was in Toy Story. Yeah, he was in Toy Story 4.
He was Toy Story 4. He was the
Evil Knievel toy.
That guy.
So people were like really happy. I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna jump in the train because I personally really like Keanu Reeves.
Oh, of course.
Like I liked him in Interview with a Vampire. No, not Interview with a Vampire. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
It was like, who's the handsome guys in Interview with the Vampire? Brad Pitt and Cruise. Yeah. I didn't know if there was a third.
Yeah, and he also, talking about rom-coms, he also had like this really weird, I think it's called...
The Lake House? That's not a comedy.
No. What I was going to say, like this romantic movie, I think it's like Julia Roberts?
Sandra Bullock, they're exchanging letters in a time-traveling mailbox.
Yeah. I thought that was like the dumbest fucking thing ever, and I watched it, I was like, this is actually pretty like heartfelt. Yeah, I like that. But no, I watch a couple interviews, it's like he's nothing like what he would think of him as.
No.
Which is like refreshing. He's super down to earth.
Yeah. He's got one of my favorite quotes about death, which, have you heard it? Do you know? It's like, it was on Stephen Colbert, but he's like, hey, Colbert's like, hey, what happens when we die? He's like, the people who love us will miss us. And like, that's...
Yeah. I mean, that's true.
Like, yeah, that's the only thing we know for sure.
Well, you've been watching that. I've been rewatching JoJo because new batch came out, and I haven't caught up with that yet because my girlfriend has been like catching up since part 5. We recently finished it, and I think I'm gonna hold off to watch the third batch with her, to go along with her. Granted, I've read the manga. I'm caught up all the way to like all of part 8. I'm hoping for part 9 to come out, or at least an announcement of it. But we were watching that, and we were talking about before the podcast how I pointed out that the world, Dio Stan has a submariner like
there's
mode.
pipes.
Yeah, there's pipes. He has like a whole like diver thing because Holy Diver.
Yeah, I never realized that.
Part 5 has a lot of like that shit because in Part 5, you are Dio's. The protagonist is Dio's son, and the main villain's name is Diavolo, which is devil in Italian. Mm. So you have the son of Dio, which is God in Italian. The son of God fighting the devil.
Yeah. Well, God is 7.
Huh?
If man is 5, then the devil is 6.
Devil 6, man.
God is 7. Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7.
A comedian who I like has a tattoo of a big 5, 6, 7 because of that song. I get it, but it looks dorky as shit because it's just big numbers.
There's some really dorky ass tattoos that I'm sure they mean a lot to you, and kudos for you to like wearing it. But I'm just like, you have to realize how fucking stupid it looks.
You know what I found out? Because, big motivator for me never getting a tattoo is like, I gotta get buried in a Jewish prison, baby. Not prison, because cemetery.
I was gonna say, like...
Oh.
I think they got rid of those. I think they got rid of those a while ago. Are you in that Kanye wave?
Oh, I guess accidentally so. But, but apparently that's a myth. You could get buried in a Jewish cemetery with tattoos.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who started that?
It might have just been, and I'm pulling this from Howie Mandel's podcast where Ari Shaffir showed up on it, and they were talking about his stand-up special called June. It's about Judaism. But yeah, it's probably just a mother being like, oh, if you can't get a tattoo, you won't be able to be buried next to the rest of your family. So it's probably something like that.
I was gonna say that just sounds like a myth that like a Jewish mom like made up, so there's something. Because my mom would do shit like that too. It's like, oh, you can't be doing this kind of stuff, and then never will believe it.
Yeah, because historically there were millions of Jays with tattoos.
Yeah,
and they're going in a Jewish cemetery.
They're going in a Jewish cemetery.
Yeah.
If it's not true, at least those for sure have to.
Also, everybody should watch Ari Shaffir's stand-up special on YouTube. It's called Jew. It's fantastic. And you learn so much about Judaism. It's probably the best.
I'm looking up Ari Shaffir because that looks very.
It's probably one of the best themed specials out there.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah.
I've seen in a couple things.
Very funny. It's very, very educational. Like the Orthodox Jews fucking through a sheet in a hole. Also a myth.
Well, yeah, Mormons do that.
Well, I don't know if Mormons do it, but apparently with Orthodox Judaism, that is a myth. Some anti-Semite made it up.
I mean, now I'm thinking about like Mormons fucking. I don't think they do the sheet. They do the soaking for sure, and they do like your friend jumps in that bed along with you. That way, it's not sex. It's just a bunch of fun ink circumstances.
A friend is in the bed too.
So what happens is like you soak your significant other of the opposite sex, of course, because you're a Mormon.
Yeah.
And then your buddy and their girlfriend.
Latter-day Saints. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't like that term. They don't even like LDS anymore.
They don't like anything.
I know.
But yeah, I find out like if you're with like the person that you want to court, you soak in the bed and you're not moving because as soon as you start moving, that is considered sex.
Yeah,
and you can't be doing that.
They touch upon that in Ari Shaffir's special in Judaism because they have similar.
However,
what constitutes as a stroke?
However, let's say like your friend and their significant other is also in bed with you. And they're just having fun, and they decide to jump on the bed to create some kind of friction.
Oh, because you're not generating the power.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
You're not performing the stroke.
Exactly. And you know what? Something happens. It's like, whoa, you know what I feel like doing? Like jump in the bed while my friend is soaking. Kind of like return to forward. It's like that whole like bathhouse thing, like the soap lines in Japan.
Oh,
where like like
show by.
Like like this woman fell in love with me even though I paid a bunch of money to see her.
Like, with the Japanese sex work. Did you read that link I sent
No.
you? Okay. So,
my
like,
girlfriend also asked me about it, and then I explained why you sent me that link. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Okay, because
it's totally a thing that we do.
Yeah.
We'll talk about.
Yeah, because you can't penetrate a woman.
No.
But you could just put your shaft between her thighs, like, and also next to it.
A thigh
on
job.
the outside. Yeah.
I mean, some thighs are meaty. This is good enough for it.
Yeah, it's... well, I mean, do I want to go to Kamurocho and see what's up? Yes. Yes.
I would like to... If I'm ever in Japan for whatever reason, I would like to hit up a Don Quixote. Just to see what's about.
Just like a junk shop.
Yeah. I just was just gonna go there and maybe like wreck the place.
Just beat up some guys.
Yeah.
Somebody with a bicycle.
Someone with a bicycle. Hopefully a little subtitle that describes them very well says what it is. But yeah, I just been watching a lot of JoJo. We're finally caught up to like part 6. They're watching through the second batch, so we just finished Limp Bizkit. No, we finished Dragon's Dream. So we're gonna be getting into the Yo-Yo Mark arc.
Okay.
Which is really hilarious having to explain my partner like what the actual names are because
in the US you can't.
You can't have it. There's some of them you can get away with, like Ario Speedwagon you can, because apparently the band is using the name of a specific like type of like bandwagon, which they have the rights to, so they can't claim rights to it.
Okay,
because as soon as they do, it's like, well, you've been using our name for like 30 plus years.
Yeah. They don't want to open that door.
Exactly.
Like,
so I found out that Speedwagon is okay. But yeah, there's a couple like really weird like things they're doing, and some of them make sense. It's like Dragon's Dream turns into Drake's Dream. Mm-hmm. The one I don't understand in the games or the separate media where JoJo is that thing, whenever they refer to Limp Bizkit, it's Flaccid Pancake. It's Limp Bizkit in this one.
Limp Bizkit?
Bizkit.
What? Okay.
Yeah. There's some really weird ones. The one I really like a lot is the Tracy Diamond is the original name. Yeah. In the censor version, it's called Shining Diamond, and I feel like that fits the reference so much better than Crazy Diamond.
You can get away with Crazy Diamond though, because that's not the full title of the song.
Then if you want to see if like Prince was able to be like, no, you don't get to port over part 5 to the United States because the name Golden Experience is there.
Well, Prince was super protective, like more than anybody.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but now he's dead, and you can just listen to his entire discography on YouTube with its compression.
Well, there's also like Metallica. There's just straight up a like standing Metallica, so like you know Lars Ulrich would never do that. Apparently, Ken Crimson, the band is okay with the thing because they know about JoJo and they're super cool with it. Mm-hmm. But apparently, most translators don't want to touch it, so they just go with Emperor Crimson.
Okay. Yeah. Also, like just in case, like the band might be cool with it, but like somebody at the studio or like the label could be like, well. You don't technically own your name also. Yeah. Maybe some...
That's super fucked up, too.
Yeah. Like the artist.
Yeah.
Formerly known as Prince.
That's a thing, like, I kind of, like, got up about it, because I don't know if you... I don't know how much social media you ingest.
Not barely any, dude.
I'm sure you've seen, like, people using the AI, like... thing to be able to make their like self-portraits and stuff like that. It uses like Stable Diffusion to be able to make the portraits.
I have a friend who uses DALL-E, and whenever we have like a stupid phrase come up in
you look it up.
Yeah, we're like, all right, let's see what DALL-E comes up with this.
I like the one of my favorite ones I've seen is like Peter Griffith chasing you in the hallway, and it's like one of the scariest fucking things I've seen.
Did you watch the Magic School Bus at all?
Back in Mexico, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we tried to... We were playing Fortnite talking about how hot the new Ms. Frizzle design is for like the reboot series, and then we tried to get DALL-E to come up with like Ms. Frizzle erotica, and It's terrifying.
Terrifying?
Yeah.
Dolly can make some, like, really cursed things.
Yeah. Oh, it's wild, man. I love it.
But, the whole reason why I'm talking about AI is because, like, one of my, like, friends on Instagram, which super... You know, those kind of people that are just, like, super establishment, anti-establishment and stuff like that. It's using, like, the AI thing, and I'm just like, oh, out of all people like you, I wouldn't have thought about. And, of course, that they like to post to, like... Of course, that you do your problematic thing, and then you do your post to call out. It's like, well, it's not problematic because X, Y. And it's like, of course, like, I support artists, blah, 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 whatever. And then they made the one thing that really, like, caught me off guard because I never thought about it. It was like, yeah, like, the only reason... Anyways, like, the only reason why copyright's a thing because of capitalism. I'm just like, you know what? You're right. And then you brought up the name things. Like, yeah, like, bands sometimes don't even know their own names.
Yeah.
It's really bullshit. That's why we're going to burn everything down.
Yeah. Right.
But that's a really long that's a really long, like, non sequitur about JoJo, which is what I've been watching.
If there's anything you learn from Cyberpunk 2077, it's the corpos are all powerful, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you gotta blow it up from within, man.
Mm-hmm. You gotta get your own Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. Play all 3 endings, and you'll know what I mean.
I'm going for the. I'm raw dogging it. I'm doing all the missions with my hacker build, and then I think I'm just gonna do. I hope I don't get Johnny ending first, because I really want to do Johnny ending with my corpo.
Okay.
I haven't looked up anything.
Okay. I would suggest you do all the, like, major side quests with companion characters.
I'm doing everything. Like, I'm doing as much as I can with my hacking character, because that's one of the most fun I've had in one of those kind of games.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Just being a fucking wizard.
Well, like, in Skyrim, I don't like doing spellcasting. I think it's boring.
It's
in Morrowind, I also think it's boring. In the I picked up Divinity Second Sin. I'm not fucking around with spell classes.
Magic is... Because you have different sorts of spells and you have a wider variety of applications and it has all these dynamic systems, you could do interesting stuff with magic. Like, turn enemies into chickens or turn yourself into a chicken.
I am doing a Death Knight build because I like being an edgelord. I tend to gravitate to Dark Knights. Like, shut up, whatever, I don't care.
Fucking...
I like having a demon and a giant sword. Like, I think that's cool as fuck.
I'm a rogue. I could just teleport behind and backstab guy.
Somebody fucking did that on Divinity Second Sin. Also, that game is super unforgiving.
Oh, it's...
Like, I just got to... I did the boat, I got into the island, and then I went up the stairs instead of, like, I went up the stairs to the castle thing instead of going through the main door. And I found, like, a table of, like, 3 people, and they were talking shit about me, and, like, they told me, hey, you have to pay us to get in. I was like, no, I'm not fucking paying you.
Yeah.
All of them start fighting me, and I got wrecked.
Yeah, like any other RPG, like, oh, 3-on-1 fight, easy, got this, and you'll win. But this one's like, no, it's 3-on-1. They're gonna beat the shit out of you.
However, like, the main reason why I died is because I made some really bad calls. I was still learning the combat, but the game is super fun.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm scared I'm gonna be, like, sinking in a lot of hours on it because I still gotta finish Ragnarok, which might be, like, one of the most mid 10 out of 10s I've seen.
I get that, man.
Yeah,
I get that. That's maybe my 3rd favorite game of the year, but even then I was just like, I'm not as in love with it as I was with the 2018 one.
2018 was great. I think because it's too much of the same, it doesn't hit me as much.
Yeah.
And
also, the Muspelheim, you know, like, Muspelheim from the first game is just, like, the combat challenges.
Yeah.
They pad the shit out of Muspelheim in this game.
I saw that. I tried to do one, and it's like, no. I tried to do one, it's like, no.
You have to just, like, repeat challenges to unlock the like, main challenges. It's fucking annoying. Like, watch this video that I'm gonna kind of highlight in the middle of the screen here, but it's by Kyle Bossman, who was formerly part of Game Trailers and then Easy Allies, and then now he's just like a solo guy streamer. He works with Keeley on his events as a producer and whatnot, and does punch up and writing. But he has a great video on what they have like as I forget the title of it, but it's like studios have an engagement team of just like they're the ones coming up with just here's a bunch of filler content to lead you along and keep you playing. And that seems like, oh yeah, you definitely ramped up this team for Ragnarok, because this Ragnarok definitely has more padding than the first game.
I think that's...
There's like more systems, and like the RPG mechanics matter a little bit more in this one.
I don't know. I've been wanting to, because I talked about it a little bit in the last session that we had, like the last podcast, and I couldn't like describe it very well, like what my feeling was about like about Ragnarok, and it's because I forgot the word padding.
Yeah,
this game has so much more padding than the other one, and it makes me like not enjoy as much. Still like a good like 9, maybe 10 out of 10 game, but it's the most like low hanging version of that score. Just because of all the padding, like I feel like, you know, the game does not trust you enough to pace yourself when it comes to how they want to tell the story. Hence why everything feels like a funnel to like a battle arena to funnel to battle arena, and whenever you get to the open world sections, a lot of it just feels very padded. You get to learn about the world, which I like a lot, and you mentioned it, like the audio log system is fantastic on it. But it just feels like none of it feels rewarding, which I had issues with the first one. And I don't mean rewarding on like, I like the world building, I like the character interactions, but like nothing feels rewarding from a inventory sense. Like every single reward I get, I'm just like, oh, it's just, you know, an extra heart piece, an extra horn, but nothing of substance aside from maybe like the berserker fights. But even then, I looked up the things, it's just mostly loot that you get.
Yeah, like if I wish there was a inventory system where like, all right, I have all these pieces of armor, if I could just have those fuck off into a chest, and I don't like, there's maybe the 3 sets I'm going to switch between depending on situation, and just like fuck off. Like there'd be a lot easier to get through those menus. I'm just like, all right, what was I upgrading again? And then it's granted, it's my dumbass, because the game does highlights very well, like, oh, this is what you have equipped. This is, I accidentally upgraded a thing that I wasn't wearing just because it said upgradable, and I clicked on it. I didn't realize I had it equipped, and then I wasn't able to upgrade the equipment I had on. Yeah, something I like about this game is because there's all this extra content. By the end of the game, you do have enough resources where I'm like, oh, I could just fuck around and experiment with armor sets. Where you have enough resources to fully upgrade like 3 or 4 sets. Where it's like, all right, cool. Let's max out like these gauntlets and waist. I definitely want, so I'm gonna max those out, and then like I'll get a bunch of armor sets to second to last, like chest pieces, and like, all right, how does this play out? And then like I'm liking this and this, and like let's fully upgrade that, and then like, oh, okay, I still have enough left over to do a couple more. It's good. Yeah, it's solid. It's a solid. Like it is the best mid game.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I just beat Heimdall, and I fucking love Heimdall. The moment that he appeared, like I said, like I knew who he was just because of like I saw that horn. It's like, okay, that's Heimdall. And he's just such a pretty boy asshole. Yeah. And the fact that he just swings at you kind of like... It's almost like a golf swing that he tries to do at Kratos. Just love it. It makes me hate the character. Like, even more. But yeah, I honestly, I can't wait to finish it just because I just feel like I'm dragging it out a little too much. And it's due to all the padding.
Yeah, just get through the MSQ. And then...
That's all I'm going to do. And if I feel like playing some more, I'll play some more. But I think just like with the 2018, I'm just like, once I finish with it, I'm done.
Do you care about gameplay spoilers?
No.
Okay, so when you beat the Berserker King, you get a relic that just summons swords and fucking flies at enemies.
You just do Virgil.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love it. I loved using it against the Valkyrie Queen.
I'm well.
That was great.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I just realized in my head, like, Heimdall just gives you witch time.
Yeah.
And how has Triangle Strategy?
I watched the first cutscene last night and then just like, alright, I'm going to bed. But that voice acting sucked ass for Benedict and Sereno, who are like two of the main characters. I'm like, yeah, I'm switching to Japanese as soon as I boot this up.
It's so funny that you mentioned that because I thought you were going to complain about the tank character, Aragorn.
No, I'm not that far. I literally like, alright, here's the first scene, and then let's turn it off and go to bed.
It's funny because I like Benedict. I like Benedict's voice actor. I like Benedict a lot.
Seems like just...
I don't mind Sereno, but I think that's because that's Kaiji Tang, and I fucking like Kaiji Tang.
Yes, fucking Benedict just sound like a 40-year-old uncle.
Guess what? That's what he is.
I get it,
That's exactly
but
kind of character that he is.
I'm gonna pop on the Japanese voice acting and see if... Because these are, I imagine, two of the people I'll hear talk the most throughout this game, and...
Do you care for gameplay spoilers?
No.
There's gonna be 3 major... You know how Shin Megami Tensei is like, we are the representatives of the 3 paths you can choose?
Yeah.
There's 3 people like that.
Okay.
And Benedict's one of them. Your best bro is one of them. And the chick you're going to marry is one of them.
Very tactics ogre.
Yeah, but the game... But like, I finished my first playthrough and I couldn't wait to start another one. Like, the game definitely does kind of like string you along. It's like, hey, like... This first playthrough is a lot more fun will end because they want you to experience everything. The other playthroughs are just fucking fantastic.
Dude, I'm definitely going to spend a lot of time with it because at the start of this year on Facebook I posted like, here are my most played games of all time in my life. But then I realized I redid the list for this year, update it, and also like I missed Cyberpunk, which is my second most played game of all time.
How you missed Cyberpunk?
I don't know, it was January.
Yeah.
And also, like, I wasn't playing it that often because, again, it came out in 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics is still potentially my 3rd most played game because I've done 3 playthroughs where I maxed out the clock and it maxes out at 99 hours. And then there's been partial playthroughs after that. So I've played it for 300, like at least 300 hours, like probably 350. And then the only things that beat that are Cyberpunk 2077 at 375-ish. And then Final Fantasy 14, which is an MMO.
Yeah, that's infinity hours.
Yeah, exactly. There's new content. I gotta get my dope spear for this expansion, my relic weapon.
What do you hope to see in the Final Fantasy trailer we're gonna get on? Is it Thursday?
Ooh, yeah. Are we getting together Thursday, or are you playing D&D Thursday?
I'm playing D&D Thursday.
Okay.
And yeah.
I'll see if Will wants to Discord in for a live viewing. But yeah, I think we're just gonna get release date. I'm going to have a window open of the Square Enix store website just refreshing, waiting for that Final Fantasy 16 Collector's Edition, because I was able to get the 15 Collector's Edition and made like $250 profit scalping it. I'm classic scalper. I don't use bots like that. I'm in it for the fun and the game of just like, ooh, how much profit can I get off of this in like a single sale? I'm not trying to like make a living off of this.
You're the old guy standing outside the stadium,
yeah,
asking you if you have a ticket.
Exactly. But like, I'm not, I feel sad for some of those guys. Whereas this one's just kind of like, hey, I'm playing with house money here.
Yeah.
Like, if I keep it, I want it, but if I sell it, I'd rather sell it.
That's how I feel a lot about like the collector's editions now. Like, I look back at all the collector's editions I picked up. It's like, man, I wish what I sold the things, but still I just gave them away just because I had like no connection to them.
Yeah, I was able to back in the GameStop days. Somebody canceled their Resident Evil 7 Collector's Edition pre-order and then just bought the standard edition. So I picked that up and was able to scalp that.
I want the finger. I don't want to spend $30 for the finger. If somebody has a 3D printer that could do me a solid, print me a USB finger. I will really appreciate it.
Also, like, the thing that it came with sucked because it was just, like, part of the house, which was stupid, but, like, I can't, frankly, I can't believe someone bought it when I posted it on eBay. But I just remembered, I pre-ordered the Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 4 Remake Collector's Edition. It comes with, like, a big-ass statue of Leon.
Okay.
Which...
You might keep?
No. I don't have... I'm living at a place where I don't plan on staying for another year, so I'm like, I'm not going to move a statue in. So I think I might just cancel the pre-order, because, like, I don't... Again, I don't have the fun of... Scalping isn't as fun as it was in this bot era, you know?
Plus, we both know you like Chris more than Leon.
Oh, that's categorically false. Categorically. It was like a Jill or Ada statue, maybe. Did 3 Remake Collector's Edition have a Jill statue, or was that like a Nemesis statue? Or was there a statue?
I don't think there was anything.
Okay.
I think it was just the looks and nothing else.
It came out during COVID, right?
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Plus his Resident Evil 3.
Well...
It's still my favorite one of them all, but it's because that's the first one I beat by myself without being scared.
Okay.
That's the first one I was like, I'm not too scared to beat this.
I get that. Because I like the mechanics of 3 of the dodge and the bullet time, which is, the bullet time's always good. It's one of the best mechanics of all time.
Yeah, it's really weird because my rating for like Resident Evil is like, I'll get a lot of people that are like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because it goes 3, 5, and then 8. Yeah.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck's the problem, dude?
I love 5. I feel like 5
is good.
I feel like 5 is super underappreciated. And it's a fun like multiplayer game.
Yeah, it's a solid action game. I like 5. But...
And Shiva is great too.
Yeah. But
granted, there's a couple issues with her, but like I think she's a great character.
To put that in the second slot, that's bonkers, man.
This is also coming from somebody that's never played 4.
You gotta get 4, man. Get 4. Download the... Get 4. Get 4. Get 4.
I've seen my brother... Like, it's going to the point, and shout outs to my brother, Berto. But he played it so much on the PlayStation 2 that I just never had the want for it.
Yeah, because you've seen a lot.
I've seen all of it, and not to the point like, oh, I want to try. It's like, I don't even want to try because I won't get to whatever my brother shit does. Because he does the shit where like he just goes in, like, I think, I forget what the way to do it is. Like, he goes in, knife the feet, shoot the head, or shoot the head, and then just knife it up. But like, no, he, like, it's fucking ridiculous, like, this stuff, and watching him play Mercenaries was like a good, like, I don't know what to do, I'm just gonna watch my brother play Mercenaries. But yeah, I just never had the one to play for. Plus, he has like all the accolades, and I'm very much the type of like, oh, this is the best thing ever, and I'm the type of like, I can be that good. Took me like until the PlayStation 4 re-release for me to play Last of Us, the first one.
Yeah. And
I was just like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I was okay not experience it when it first came out.
It's great. The HBO series is gonna be solid, man.
I think it's not, but hey, that movie, what is an HBO?
Yeah, HBO.
That's one of the series like the
showrunner of Chernobyl, baby.
I'll watch with you.
Neil Druckmann is personally involved.
I don't think he's great. I don't think he's a good writer. I don't think he's a good fit for the presidency of the company. I think Last of Us 2 is lacking a lot of things, and the main premise of somebody chasing you across the country for revenge, I think that's very dull and not fun.
Oh, it's...
and that's not good for good, and doesn't lead to good story there. And like, I don't think Neil Druckmann is right.
My issue with Last of Us 2 is the pacing. Again, of just, like, the padding. Like, you don't need this many combat encounters.
I feel like that's just a problem with like
modern games then.
No, Sony exclusive games.
There,
because the only one I can think of that doesn't have that issue really is Ghost of Tsushima, and I feel like a huge chunk of it is just because like the side stories that it gives you are like worth it enough to do them.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a Sony Santa Monica / Naughty Dog problem. Because those studios are across the street from each other and they share a lot of tech and like whatnot and they consult with each other a lot.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they're literally just like, fucking across the street from each other. Like they may even share a parking lot from what I know. But yeah, They probably developed this similar philosophy. Like everybody's just having lunch with each other, whereas you have the the Sly Cooper studio. What I can't remember what they're called. I don't know why I'm calling them the Sly Cooper studio. They didn't even make the last Sly Cooper. The infamous / Ghost of Tsushima studio, like up in Seattle. You have fucking
Insomniac.
Yeah, no, Insomniac.
Insomniac makes Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Right? Yeah.
Also, like, the Spider-Man padding didn't feel like padding because, like, oh, this is something Spider-Man would do. He would stop, like, random crimes on the street. And then, yeah, just Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon Zero Dawn of just, these feel like things in the world and not filler. Like, I get, like, oh, this is filler content, but I felt like I could skip it more. It's more easily skippable than Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well, I was gonna say like that's the main reason why I dropped off of Horizon. The first one was because of all the padding that I had in it. The combat was super fun, but
because the padding to me felt ignorable easily, and like I just want to fuck off and do my own thing. And I eventually did come back around and got like the best armor and shit, but. I don't think I platinumed that game, but I did get like the best armor set.
Also, like that's another thing that when you mention armor, Spider-Man has armor, Ghost of Tsushima has armor. That's all upgradable. Horizon has upgradable armor.
They all have that.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a formula that works. It's entertaining, man.
I think I'm just. I think very much like the Marvel movies. I think I'm just kind of like a little.
Oh, no, I get burnout. That's why I only play, like, at most one open world game a year, because, like, I don't care for that design too much. Just give me, like, again, give me Bayonetta and let me get through the content, and then if I want to go back and get, like, that fight was cool, let me just jump right back to it and
Give us more 10-hour games that are just solid throughout those 10 hours.
Yeah, that's what
everybody wants. Yeah.
No, that's not.
That's what everybody with a brain wants.
Well, the people with brains don't make decisions. The people with expendable income buying battle passes do. Which, the reason, like I said, I would show up at 5 today, and it was like 30 minutes late, because today is the start of the new season for Overwatch 2 with the new tank hero. So
yeah, you show me the... That's Soldier 76 with the
Kamen Rider skin.
That's not a tank hero. That's not gonna get me to want to play it.
Ramatra, the new tank hero.
He looks cool.
Yeah.
What's his deal?
I don't know yet because I haven't bought the battle pass and I have to grind to level 45 out of 80 if I want to play him. So fuck you, Blizzard.
45?
It was 55 last season to play the new healer, but then they were like, a big complaint about.
My big complaint with the battle pass system for Overwatch is that for a game that encourages you to switch heroes, the hero being way late into the battle pass makes no sense. It's kind of productive to the.
Well, they were flat out open about them being dicks about it, like the heroes are the most engaging content, so we're gonna gate that behind money. If you want to get it immediately, pay $10 for the season, but if grind. Yeah. But then they were like, well, after looking at crunching the numbers and whatnot, we're moving the character down 10 levels on the battle pass. It's like, yeah, 55 is a stupid decision, you horses assholes. like, part of my problem with Overwatch 2, like, the core gameplay is still fun, but every decision they made between 1 and 2 seems like it was driven by metrics and algorithms rather than designers making decisions. Of just like, oh, the 5v5 shooters are more engaging and faster paced and people like that more, so like our numbers show this, and then it's like, well, yeah, then fucking support heroes are getting shafted because there's one less tank to take the heat, and then it's like, well,
we'll figure it out.
We'll just increase the auto healing that they have, and it's just like, well, but it doesn't. No. And then also like,
6v6 also like it's what made like Overwatch, aside from like the cool ass character designs that they have, it's what made them more unique from the other ones.
Yeah, like the tank aspect is just, tanks are fun, man.
Yeah, tanks are fun.
I like playing tanks more than DPS, but now it's harder to get a tank slot because there's only one slot, and also there's a whole thing of like, oh, supports are. No one wants to play support. No one wants to play support. But, like, hey, guess what? Support also has the least amount of heroes, and they have 2/5 of the team composition. It's like, yeah, you knew heroes were already the least represented group going into Overwatch 2. And it's like, yeah, well, they're still, like, come on, man.
Surprised they make Sojourn a battle medic. But I guess that's what Baptiste is, right?
Yeah. Also, well, they're all... It's like Final Fantasy XIV, where it's expected if, like, healers have to do DPS also.
Yeah.
That's... Also just... I don't know, man. With Kiriko just being, like, a headshot specialist as a medic, just like...
A headshot specialist?
Yeah, so she throws kunai, and like the rate of fire is pretty shitty. But if you do a crit shot, it does extra damage.
Oh, okay.
So it's
so she's like built like a rogue, but she heals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she can teleport to other teammates.
I've seen so much porn of her.
Send that my way, man. Send that my way. Are we talking about like with 3D models of animated or just drawn?
Drawn.
I get it.
I don't like the 3D models. I feel a little too uncanny for me.
I gotta get the, because that's the original representation of the characters.
I like good
import those models into that pornography.
I like good artist representation. I like good artist representations.
That's important. I get it. I dig it. But not for. I don't want to see somebody draw 2B. Just get the model in there getting railed.
I'd rather watch somebody draw 2B getting railed than watch the model.
It's not the same, man.
It is, well, like, I don't know, like, for somebody, like, you know, like, horror is subjective and stuff like that, like, Uncanny Valley, or, like, things that are not human, pretend to be human, is, like, the most fucking terrifying thing to me.
But it's not Uncanny Valley.
It is, dude.
Because they're already cartoony, stylized characters.
But like, they're pretending to be like,
it's not
that just creeps me out.
Oh.
It's just, as much as you want to wrestle, it's fear, right? Like, you can't rationalize it. It's like, why the fuck are you scared of a spider? You can step on it.
Yeah,
you're still scared of it.
I contest. I'm not scared of spiders. I just hate them, and I have a desire to crush them every time I see them.
It's the same thing. Like, I don't care if this girl is getting DP'd. It's still kind of weird seeing polygons just mashed like that.
But that's like the representation of Geralt. It has the same lighting as you're seeing him in the source material, man. It's not Uncanny Valley.
I don't like it.
Like, sometimes it is. Sometimes, you know, if you got a lesser artist working on it, it's just like, why does that look worse than the game? But then it's like, no, those are the models from the game with the same lighting and everything. Get railed. It's the same thing. It's not Uncanny Valley.
I don't like it. It just doesn't sit well with me. And it's not even like, oh, those are the characters I grew up with. Like, no, I don't care. Like, it just looks weird. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
Of course it's weird. Of course it's weird.
Well, I'm into the weird shit, but like that I'm just like that just makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. That's why I will never do VR porn. I will do teledonics, but I will not do
What's
VR.
What's teledonics?
It's when you have the fuck suit.
Oh, okay.
It's like you put on the suit, it jerks you off, and you're just like, I will do that. I think
That's
that's just a natural progression for the Virtual Boy.
my problem with, like, I've seen some of those videos, and then, like, doing it on a flat screen, you could use the mouse to move it around. But, like, it would take me out of it doing it in VR, because, like, I have the headset, I could see myself getting blown, but I know it's my hand. Like, it's
not your hand, it's the machine.
Well, but the fuck suit, yes. But
Yeah.
if, like, with just a headset, it was just like, yeah, there's gonna be that mental disconnect of, like, I have the perspective of getting blown, but then if, like, I just move my hand away, it's like, well, what's happening?
Another thing that will drive me away from it is and I'm stealing this bit from a comedian, but, like, I forgot his name and I feel bad about it, but he does this set about, like, he did VR porn, and it really freaked him out first time because his dick was white in the VR, and he's a black comedian. And it freaked him out so much, like, he couldn't do it, and then later he did it. I was like, oh, wait, hold on, I'm white. This is my house, I'm a homeowner. I own this stuff. And he said he has never come as hard as before when he realized that he owned a home. And my dick is brown. I don't want to look down and see a white dick. I don't want to see pink dick. I already don't like pink areolas as is.
They're neat. I think they're neat.
They're neat. I'm all about that brown nipple though.
Brown Knit Club.
Brown knit club.
Yeah.
But models smashing hitboxes just makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. Do you finish the?
Oh, I finished alright.
No. Was it you that was reading the Jenny McCarthy?
Jeanette McCurdy.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Yes.
Was it you that you were reading it or your friend was reading it?
I read it, and then I gave it to a friend, and they're
Gotcha.
not reading it.
Do
You want to read it? I'll take the book back from him.
I want to read it, yeah. Because
Okay.
my partner borrowed it from the library.
Mm-hmm.
You can digitally borrow things from the library.
What?
Yeah.
They just send you a PDF, or
I
it
think
goes
so,
to your
yeah.
Kindle? What?
Yeah, because they're reading it from the iPad, and they checked it out.
How do you borrow a digital file? Is it a non-fungible token?
I was going to say, that's the same concept behind an NFT.
Yeah, or does it... Or do you have to be online to, like, verify ownership, and then it expires?
I think that's the case, because they only can, like, read it for, like, a certain amount, and they already read it.
Yeah.
And I want to read it, but, like, I like touching the thing.
Yeah, I'll get the book back for you.
I'll appreciate it, because that's the thing I would like to read.
Yeah, but, or you're on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to it.
Can't.
Why not?
There's just something about not having a video in front of me that it just completely disconnects me.
But it's the actual voice of the person who wrote it.
Yeah, I will need to see a video of her talking while speaking. That's why I can't do. That's why I listen to podcasts.
All right, just put on episodes of iCarly and stream that and mute it.
I don't like iCarly.
Well, that's you're categorically wrong, because that show's funny. Even like watching it as someone in their early 20s, like, oh, this is good. This is a good sitcom.
There's something on it.
This is a good sitcom.
No, I don't know what it is. That's why I don't listen to podcasts, except this one. But
yes, this is the best.
Yeah, but no, yeah. That's why whenever I want to listen to a podcast, I have to watch it. I have to see if they have like a VOD of it in YouTube and then put it up. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I watch most of mine also nowadays. Mm-hmm. If it's an option, I'll take it. Because a lot of them just have more visual bits also. It's just, I want to see the face of a man taking a dump in a diaper.
I want to see the face of like a 36-year-old man like cringe about something their friend told them. Like, I don't know. I'm more of a visual person.
Oh, dude.
What's up?
Something fun of just watching funny reactions.
Mm.
You're familiar with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have a podcast together. And
Two Bears, One Cave, right?
Yeah, Two Bears, One Cave. Watch the clip of Tom Segura getting Bert Hitler's teacup for his birthday. Bert likes history, and he's into.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, he's into Winston Churchill, and he thought it was like, oh, Winston Churchill's teacup, and then Tom goes into the whole story of like, no, we went onto the dark web. We had to like send cash to get it to a white supremacist, and then like verify the story of like.
Oh, like actual like Hitler owned this bitch.
Yeah, so it was. The lineage of it is that it was owned by. It came from the wife of Hitler's personal architect, and this person was also Hitler's interior designer, and she was like one of the only people who could shit talk Hitler because Hitler trusted her like design sensibilities, because Hitler was an artist and he appreciates other artists and he appreciates aesthetics. But yeah, it's supposedly the teacup from Hitler's summer house.
I just googled this like 30-minute long video.
Oh, it's great, man.
I'm probably gonna watch it.
Yeah, just like Bert's reactions of like, oh, I have to destroy this.
That's another thing. Like, I really like the Bobby Lee like VODs as well. Like, just watching react to the dumb shit that people say. Like, I really like it, and there's just something about watching his face when he does whenever he does a voice that just appeals to me.
See, I stopped watching his pods. I watch his younger brother's pods now, just because he's like, I don't know. Steve Lee is just a more relatable.
Oh yeah, Bobby Lee's just fucking wild.
Like, I mean, I've had my fill for like I might get back into it, like. Because I first stopped watching Tiger Belly, then I'd still watch Bad Friends, but even then I stopped watching that, but I'll still watch Andrew Santino's podcasts. But yeah, just, like, his dysfunctions are just, like, in his... I love when he brings up the beefs he has with people, and it's just like, you're in the wrong, buddy.
Yeah, no, I love Dirt.
Just
I love Dirt.
But then he's just, like, slow to come around to it. And he is playing it up comedically, but it's still just like, I don't want to watch this dysfunction right now. I want to watch Jeremiah Watkins and Steve Lee challenge each other and potentially throw up on camera. I'll watch that.
Would like to see that.
It is a weaker, but it's not as an amusing podcast as the Bobby Lee stuff. But I like it's called Scissor Brothers. I just like the fraternal energy of just like, hey, let's hang out, let's make a dumb song on keyboard right now.
It's a little more sincere.
Yeah, just it's they're brothers. It feels nice seeing these guys just hang out and then do gross challenges at the end of each episode.
Oh man, like lately I kind of just been like I don't celebrate a lot of holidays.
Because you're a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes. But I do celebrate Spotify Wrapped.
I didn't check that out. I'm lame as shit.
I fucking love that. It's literally just my data, but I don't care. I like seeing the draft. I like seeing the numbers. I like seeing the names pop up.
Can I pull that up right now?
If you use Spotify 1.0, yes. It will be able to be like...
Where do I pull this up?
Do you pay for it?
No.
Then no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about this because the computer the software had an issue, but Taylor Swift, man.
What about her?
Oh, I was just before we recorded that first episode, I listened to a lot of Taylor Swift to get caught up for Midnights. So I listened to Lover, Folklore, Evermore, and then Midnights all in one weekend. I was just overblown on Taylor Swift.
Folklore is like the only one I can be like, okay, I can listen to this.
I don't. See, that's the one I don't like. Well, I like it, but like
compared to everything else.
I'll never re-listen to it. And I don't know what it was about Folklore or Evermore more, but I clicked with Evermore rather than Folklore.
I think
but again, that's also an album I'll never listen to.
I think Folklore is a touch bit sadder, and that's why I like it a little bit more. Granted, I am... this is a woman that gets in a plane to go for groceries. Like,
yeah, it's fine.
I hope anything bad that have ever happened in life gets worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Folklore Touch Me better.
Did you listen to Midnights?
She put them in Midnights.
Midnights is it's fine. I liked it, and then I re-listened to it like a week or two ago, and thought like, I'm not gonna re-listen to this.
Nope.
It's fine. I'm like I like it, but it's not gonna be on rotation. Whereas Lover, because that's like more poppy. Like I'll get into that. Lover's the one with that annoying Brendan Urie song, which I don't like that song. That's my least favorite song on that album. Lover.
What's the cover?
It's pink as shit.
Okay,
that's the vibe of the whole album.
I know what you're talking about. See, I'm good with like some good bubblegum pop. Yeah. Which, by the way, Carly Rae Jepsen came out with a new album, closer to like when Midnights came out, and like blew it out of the water. Like amazing. Again, one more time.
I got a rec from another person. I'll check it out because I'm gonna re-listen to Reputation and then Lover back to back because I had these. Well, the first time I've only listened to Reputation once and just straight through, and I didn't click with it. But then I had some song because I listened to that window, fucking that chunk of Taylor Swift. I had these old Taylor Swift songs in my head. I'm like, what album was this on? Like, oh, these are Reputation songs stuck in my head. Like, oh shit, I gotta reevaluate this album.
Aside from maybe Taylor Swift, do you have an album of the year? Because I'm actually like really skimming through. Like I'm still not over last year's Lingua Ignora's album. I'm still like listening to that about like once every 2 weeks or something.
I'd have to go back and check because Haim had a new album this year, and I haven't listened to every track on it because I really got into Haim because fucking
the pizza licorice or
licorice pizza last year, and also this year it's all about Ashkenazi Jews. So
we love them.
Yeah, we love them.
What's the other one? Ashkenazi and
Sephardic Jews.
Okay,
those are the desert Jews.
Okay,
whereas Ashkenazi are the European guys.
Okay,
and then the Sephardic diaspora happened spread out to the Middle East, North Africa, sort of thing. And apparently there's like a third, like smaller diaspora of Judaism, but those are like straight up. They're kind of like Bedouin desert people. Mm-hmm. They're just like, nobody sees them. They're just hanging out doing desert things.
But yeah, I don't think closest thing I can think of might be Natalia Lafourcade came out with a new album, which I completely forgetting about it. And she's a Mexican pop artist. I kind of been putting the backdrop for like a little bit. Because I remember when she came out, I was still living in Mexico, and I didn't like her because, she was a prep, and I was all rock.
Yeah, he's a skater boy.
I that's kind of what I was building myself up in Mexico. Like, I thought it was cool cool and dark by listening to Linkin Park.
We all did.
Yeah. But this is Mexico, though. It's like, oh, you understand the lyrics? Yeah, and they're fucked up.
I picked up Meteora on the day it came out. I'm like, dude, I got a bike to Borders and pick up that CD.
I remember, but yeah, like I pretty much like built myself up to that, and like Natalia Lafourcade very much. She had like ties to like Disney Mexico. I don't remember what the ties were, and she was very much like a just a Mexican pop artist. Like Latin pop just hits different than other kinds of pop, and not in a good way for me. So it's something I just never really enjoyed. But like she's kind of like grew up as an artist, and along her music became a lot more contemporary. And I just been really liking her like previous releases, and then Las Flores is the new album. I like it a lot.
By Disney Mexico, what do you mean by that? You did a lot of like Disney dubs for songs, or
So well, I guess it would be like, how they hire a pop artist to do like a song for a Disney music for like a Disney movie. That's kind of what it is, but they will do like the Spanish version of it. Sometimes it will be a brand new original song. Sometimes it will just like translate the song,
like Jackie Chan from Mulan.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite Disney songs is the Mandarin version of the Man song.
One of my favorite versions to that is like Ricky Martin is Hercules in the Spanish version.
Ooh.
He's
I imagine
great.
those songs are better.
Yes. However, I do like Meg's song better in English.
But yeah, that's my favorite Disney
Yeah.
song. Full stop. I have a video on this channel about my top 5 Disney songs. It's tongue in cheek, but those actual song picks are legitimately my favorite.
But yeah, like I didn't like her music growing up, and then I encounter her because she released like Less Musics or something like that, which was like a album completely dedicated to like Mexican folkloric music, and I fell in love with it.
Folklore?
And I fell in love with it, and then I found out that a couple years later that one of her songs is super big in TikTok. And so just like it made me like, oh, like people like I should probably be listening to more like Natalia. So I went back through her catalog. I was just an edgy little shit.
Yeah.
Her first stuff is not that terrible. I like the song Mango that she came up with.
She like like kind of the Britney Spears-ish age where they're just like a little bit older than us, kind of.
Yes.
Or that sort of equivalent.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like slightly older.
Yeah, like at most 8 years older than us or whatever.
But yeah, I really like her album a lot. Or maybe Black Midi's album came out earlier this year. I need to listen to it more. What I think it's called Hellfire. I like it a lot.
Speaking of Spanish language stuff, the most played guy on Spotify, Bad Bunny, he's a PR.
I feel like that album. I listened to it because of my friend.
Yeah.
Is
it good? I don't.
It's very bloated.
Okay.
Another thing where just media just very bloated. He has like a lot of songs that just not need to be there. Like I feel like that album could be like 5 songs shorter.
I just don't like that classic island rhythm of dun 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 dun.
It's just reggaeton.
I hate it.
I don't. That's my main issue. That's my main issue.
It's probably my least favorite genre.
I thought at first I was like, maybe I just don't like Puerto Ricans. Like, no, I just don't like reggaeton.
Yeah.
They just...
Well, again, because I was saying this last year because of West Side Story, and I'm saying it again for this year because Bad Bunny's putting up the numbers. PRs are the best Spanish speakers. Sorry, outside of Spain. They're the best. PRs are the best Latin Americans.
You watch Wakanda Forever, haven't you?
Yeah. And
Tenoch is there and you're not saying anything?
I mean, when...
Is that movie okay?
It's okay. It's bloated. It's bloated.
Will I be okay watching it like 3 years from now? And be like, oh, that was okay?
Nah, you gotta watch it now, man.
No, I'm okay. I mean, watch I love it. And like, I like...
See Mexicans.
I like those are Filipinos. Yeah. I don't know who I stole that from, because I know I stole it for something.
Well,
but
there's
somebody,
sea Mayans.
But right? somebody described Filipinos as sea Mexicans, and it stuck with me.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
we love free diving.
The flip is for flipper. Filipino.
Is that what it's for?
That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
But,
yeah,
I like the Nacho a lot in Sin Cara. And I like the Malone in Narcos.
Okay.
And, you know, I've seen, like, Aztec and Maya, and just, like, Mesoamerican culture being represented makes me, like, really want to watch it.
Oh, it's cool, man. But where he gets the name Namor from is
no
sick.
Love. Love, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
El hijo sin Namor. Sin Namor. Just like, yeah. Fuck you, Spaniards. I'm gonna murder all of you.
As they should.
Yeah.
Do they solve the issue of, like... Because one of the things that struck me, and I don't want to sound like fake deep, was that... What's the... Kilgore or Killmore?
Killmonger. Wait.
Killmonger.
Killmonger, yeah.
I
think so?
He was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was right through, like, 80% of the movie.
Yeah.
And then he does, like, no, I want to kill everybody. And just, like, I very much feel like Disney just, like, came into the writer's room. Was like, he's making too much sense. Make him crazy. That way we can have a villain.
Yeah.
It's not more like that?
it's classic dynamic of white people pitting minorities against each other.
Is that why they have?
That's all I'll say. I mean, Namor's a dick also, and like he didn't need to escalate things, but it's about white people trying to take non-white people's resources.
Is that why Bilbo Baggins is in there?
He's one of the good whites.
He's gonna.
You don't bash Bilbo Baggins.
Okay.
He's one of the good whites.
As Hobbit enjoyer, that makes me happy. Yeah. So what's the actual, like, I'm not going to watch it, I can tell you this. What's the actual, like, sequence of events for Wakanda?
So what happens is, because the Talokan, they're just fucking around in the sea with their sea vibranium.
Yeah.
But then, of course,
is it sea vibranium or is it something else?
No, it's sea vibranium.
Okay.
Yeah, just because, like, it's a fucking meteors hit Earth all the time. So it just happened to be, like, the meteor that hit, and made the Gulf Coast. Or, like, the Gulf of Mexico was, like, it was a fucking vibranium meteorite. Same thing that hit Wakanda back in the past.
Talking about meteors hitting the whole thing, there's a stand in Part 6 called Planet Waves, whose power is just, hey, you have planet waves, meteors are going to be chasing you the whole time. But it's okay. The closer they get to you, they disintegrate. So the whole thing, the whole time, the opponent is putting the main JoJo in front of them. That way they get hit by a meteor. It's really cool. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's so... Because vibranium's like it's magical metal, essentially, of just like this MacGuffin. So, of course, the major Western powers want it, and Wakanda's very,
No.
Yeah. So, and like, fucking France is trying to go to Wakandan outposts and like steal it from their outreach centers, and then Wakanda's like, "Hey, fuck you, we're gonna be go back to being a closed-off nation." So they somebody makes a vibranium detector. It's like, oh, there's pockets of vibranium like in the ocean, and then Namor and his forces just like fucking kill the white people, and then they're like, oh, like. Who else knows about vibranium? Who would try this hard to like stop people from getting vibranium? So the white people accuse Wakanda of it, and then Namor approaches Wakanda of just like, hey man, we're trying to be secret. The America made this vibranium detector. You find this scientist and like you get them for us, or else we're gonna fuck you up. Sort of thing.
That's so fucked up.
It's a little, I don't know. Because Namor is at first looking for an ally, but like because their nation has been isolationist for hundreds of years, they don't really know how to do diplomacy.
And Namor's like a completely separate like race than the people that he rules, right? Because the people I saw were blue, and he's not. He's brown.
Yeah, so he's brown. It's neat. They're brown underwater. They're blue because they have their breathing apparatus. So when they're on the surface, they're blue.
Oh.
But then since he can breathe above the surface, he stays brown.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's neat.
I actually really like that.
Yeah, it's a neat way to keep the brown people brown in your story, but also have like the iconic blue Atlantean thing.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, so like they...
because he's special, that's why he's able to breathe outside. Okay, I like that.
So yeah, the whole thing is just like Wakanda.
Why does he have the stupid little?
I don't know. It's cool.
Is it just like a holdover from old characters?
Yeah, it's a holdover from the design, but the way they incorporated it into the way he flies is super cool because it kind of looks like he's air stepping, kind of like a Devil May Cry sort of way, where he's kind of like taking big strides in the air and kind of leaping. It's neat. If you watch it. It looks stupidly cool.
Namor flies?
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. I thought he was just a sea guy.
No, unlike Aquaman, where like there's a lot of memes about Aquaman of like Aquaman's actually like strong in his bulletproof skin in the comics and whatnot. But Namor is one of the strongest guys on Earth.
Really?
In Marvel Comics. Yeah, he's like he can fly and just punch the shit out of things.
Well, yeah, it makes sense because, like you're underwater, so like your body has to resist all that pressure. Yeah. So you just have natural armor. That's like a thing like I don't give a shit about comics anymore like I used to. But like that's one of the things I always bring up, like Akuman is used, like no, like check it out, he does this and that. And I know in like Ron he has like an Hydro Electro hand, which is one of the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then he has to fight fucking Cthulhu once a year to keep it down. But like yeah, I didn't know Namor fly.
Yeah. But like similar thing of the first Black Panther, just like, well, things got out of hand really quickly and escalated because like you need a big fight scene at the end.
Do they do the versus thing where like, oh, we find a bigger evil, we gotta team up? Okay.
No, it's kind of.
Is it like a draw? Or Namor just straight up
diplomacy after.
Okay.
After Namor gets fucked in battle, he's just like, I yield, let's have a loose alliance. But yeah, Namor just escalates things unnecessarily. Just like, oh, you won't give us the scientist? Mm-hmm. Like, alright, then we're just gonna fucking attack your city and kill your queen. Just like, that did not need to. Well, yeah. There was some, okay. A little, okay.
So,
I was trying to think of
white people lie to Namor.
No, white people don't lie to Namor. But the white people are trying to look for his shit. So they create... Okay.
So they create the Finder, and Namor's like, don't do that. Or
yeah, they track... Namor is able to destroy the machine, and then Wakanda is able to find the scientist who created it, who is a young scientist named Riri Williams from MIT, but then realizing, like, oh, it's just like some smart kid who is kind of a similar template as Shuri. Like, oh, no, we can't just hand this over, they're gonna kill her.
Yeah.
So, like, Wakanda wants to, like, keep her in Wakandan custody and protect her, and then Namor's like, no, we're gonna fucking...
okay. That makes slightly more sense.
And then, like... Namor takes Shuri and Riri into custody of just like, alright, well, we're just going to talk it out for a bit and I'm going to show you Talokan. And then Wakanda sends somebody in to retrieve Shuri because she's the fucking crown princess.
Sounds like a lot of like misunderstandings.
Exactly.
I love it like, if you guys had like a scene where you talk for like 20 minutes,
yeah,
the whole rest of the movie doesn't happen.
Yeah, they try to talk it out, but then like, oh, a Talokan guard gets killed in the extraction, and then Namor's like, killed one of our people, we're gonna fucking...
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, one guard getting killed versus an attack on a whole city. Just like, that's too much of an escalation.
Then it's a lot of like, oh, we need to push them forward.
Exactly.
But again,
like, I can see it justified because Namor in the comics has a history of just being a huge dick.
I know that. I know Namor's just a dick.
And then also, like, it works in this world, I guess, because, again, an isolationist society has zero diplomacy skills.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Like,
just like, we've been underwater for hundreds and hundreds of years. Like, how would we know? We don't trade with any nation.
We don't know what please is.
Yeah. We just want to stay here and fuck off because we know how Westerners are with exploiting resources.
Is there Asian vibranium?
Yes. No, I don't think so. Because the, I guess if we get a Shang-Chi 2, we'll see where the rings came from, and in the comics, the rings the Mandarin has are
like
aliens.
actual magic ring. Oh, alien rings?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were actual magic rings.
They may or may not be sentient entities living in the rings.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. They're just like Iron Man. Like, I think there's a thing where Iron Man, like, destroys them, and it's just like, you just killed people, potentially. It's like, yeah, well.
Man.
Like, we'll worry about the morality of that later. Like, and it's going to eat away at my soul. But I'm not going to talk about it.
They don't look like people, so it's okay.
Exactly.
Talking about the Mandarin, I actually really like how they did the Mandarin in
Shang-Chi?
In the
Iron Man
3, yeah.
Iron Man 3 is underrated.
I enjoyed it. It's not Iron Man 1 and it's not Avengers, but it's definitely like, you know what, I can watch. I have like an hour and a half to kill. Let's watch this.
I like Iron Man 1.
No, I'm saying like
Oh.
Iron Man 1 is great.
Iron Man 2 is not good.
No.
It's weird and bloated.
Iron Man 1, I meant to say like it's not at the same level like as Iron Man 1 and Avengers where like this is gonna be my personality for the next week after I watch it. But Iron Man 3 is fine. I enjoyed it, and I really like the twist on the Mandarin because Mandarin has a lot of issues from it being a character like written in what 1940, 50?
Mandarin?
Yeah.
60s.
60s? Yeah, it has a lot of issues being written like around that time period. So I really like the take on it, even down to the brown face, because I'm like, it's a problematic character, let's make him problematic.
And then it's just like, you play with it. Because I like Shane Black, man. He's great.
Yeah.
Dude, The Nice Guys is one of my probably one of my favorite movies all around.
It's possible, I enjoy it.
And then 3, it just has solid character work of the main conflict, like Iron Man 1, is just him being a dick coming around to bite him in the ass.
Yeah.
And then also him having to deal with the PTSD of everything that's happened to him up to that point of just like, holy shit, I need to.
I like that. I don't care for kid characters. I don't mind the kid in Iron Man 3.
Also, like, the future movies with Peter Parker does the kid character better of like that dynamic of him mentoring somebody, and then also the way they play off of Iron Man 3 in the later stories of just Iron Man has to like,
because he's scared as shit in the subsequent movies, right?
Yeah, you have like him having to refine himself like who he is without the Iron Man armor. That plays into like the first Spider-Man movie of just like. When he takes the suit away from Spider-Man, Spider-Man's like, I'm nothing without the suit, and Iron Man, like, when he gives that lesson to him, it has more impact, because he went through the same thing of just, like, you need to be who you are without it, and, because the suit doesn't make the man. Those Spider-Man movies are good, man. I love those movies.
Might watch one next year.
Fuck. Yeah,
I gotta, like...
It's like if John Hughes made a superhero movie. It's fantastic. The third one is the weakest because it gets too big for its own britches. Like, again, we've been talking about, like, with God of War, with these movies, the fucking bloat, man. It's too fucking bloated. It's all fan service, and, like, it has the emotional moments there, but it's just overshadowed by the fan service.
That's one of the... Oh, I kind of wanted to bring this up because... I am a Chainsaw Man enjoyer.
Oh, I still haven't seen the anime.
This past couple episodes feel a little too fanservice-y.
Okay.
You read all of the manga. You know that
I've read through it twice.
Yeah. Also, it's part 2 now.
I'm loving part 2. Like the most. Are you caught up on part 2?
So I haven't read any part 2 because like I don't want to do like I want to have the way I like to enjoy manga is like. I want to give myself a nice little like bunch of chapters that way I can read, and then I can like watch and read them every week. I don't know why. That's just how I've been able to enjoy manga the best personally. But I do see spoilers here and there.
Okay.
Whenever Tuesday happens, my Twitter feed is mostly like Chainsaw Man stuff. However, like the people I follow are really nice to like put the spoiler thing, so I don't read it. But Asa reading about marine biology that way.
Yeah, this is what I was going to talk about, man.
That way, it's like, hey, that is. I don't like using. That's a me moment, but that is a me moment.
Dude, it's been established in previous podcasts. I love marine biology. Yeah. Asa has skyrocketed to like official Chainsaw Man waifu.
I still give it to, even though I know nothing about her other than her design, Yoru. For me, there's just something about a girl with facial scars that I like a lot, and the haircut too. There's just something hits me a certain way, and I feel. I don't know if I can claim her waifu because I'm forgetting her name, but the girl with the snake demon, with the snake devil. She helps Katana Man.
Yeah.
Her too.
Yes.
I like her a lot.
There's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
But I like how something that was so refreshing about reading Fire Punch and Chainsaw Man, how it plays with this writer. He just plays with tropes and genre, where instead of having like all these throwaway characters like Bleach has, like the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, where it's like, we're gonna introduce 20 more characters, they're all gonna get into a fight, and there's there's no fucking emotional stakes at all. But here's some cool pages for like 2-3 chapters. Because I'm not gonna watch the Blood War just because I know how much that arc sucks and how empty it is.
Watch it,
but
for the fights and nothing else.
Yeah, I don't think I could even do that.
That's fair. Like if you don't want to think and watch a dumb shonen anime, watch 1,000-Year Blood Arc. Yeah, like that's perfect for it. But
Chainsaw Man, like these characters, like, oh, this is gonna be a throwaway character, and then like, oh, it is. This character's here for like a cool 3-page fight, and then like they just die, It's like, we're just gonna kill him. You're not gonna care about this person, but they're just there to die eventually.
They just killed off Himeno in the
anime.
In the anime, and my partner was just like she knew it was coming, but she still it still hit really hard, especially the way that she dies.
Yeah, because
for somebody else.
Yeah, and even then, he don't beat the bad guy. Because I saw the previews, like, oh man,
yeah,
Katana Man arc is happening, and then like, I think I'm gonna start watching so I can get to, because that is what really hooked me into the show. Just like, oh, this is some George R. R. Martin shit. Like, oh, you love that character?
Yeah,
gone. Like, that was potential waifu.
I might cry when
Aki,
not Aki,
because that is
Bum Girl.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
there's just I fucking love Chainsaw Man. I like how everything just like put together. I like how, even if it's like subtle ways, how characters grow as well. Like I just saw like it was a non-spoiler thing, like Asa just info dumping about marine biology, and then Denki going like, no, fuck you, I want to watch the penguins because I want to.
Yeah,
that is his character growth moment.
His whole thing was just like, I learned to just like, I'm not gonna blindly just follow posts.
Exactly.
I want to see penguins.
It is such a subtle thing and such a like throwaway thing, but it's so big that not a lot. We haven't had that in a minute when it comes to like anime and manga. I feel.
Because
but I keep forgetting everybody's names. That's the thing that I don't like, and I don't know why.
Because he is like, he's still like that self-indulgent dick, but then like, you see these moments come up of just like, yeah, I went through the entire first part of Chainsaw Man, but I'm still looking out for my self-interest, but
because what is in part 2, like 16 still?
Yeah, something like that. Sort of.
Yeah, like he's still growing, shit, but he went like
that was 80 chapters, 80 or 90, something like that for part 1. But yeah, because they have waifu aspects of like, I like this character design, I like their personality quirks, but this issue really pushed Asa like, her idea of first date is aquarium. Yeah, I would legitimately, if this person existed in real life, I would legitimately date them.
What I like is that as someone that got and downloaded Final Fantasy 14 for a date that would have something to talk to them about because I saw that they were into it. The fact that she looked up a bunch of marine biology to have something to talk about and make sure the date had a high score for it just speaks to me in so many levels.
Dude, here's the thing. Like, the fact the stuff she's talking about anemones and their relation to jellyfish, I don't need to research that. I got that download, man. Snidarians, I don't remember if the C's silent. It's a stupidly spelled... family, genus, I don't remember that whole lineage, but like that whole classification of animal was just really fucking neat, man. I think I mentioned it when I went to Baltimore. I got to the aquarium. I got to pet a jellyfish. I know, baby. It's super cool, man.
I think jellyfish are both like one of the oddest and coolest thing ever because they're just nervous systems floating around. Yeah, nothing else.
Like I remember in grade school, they were one of my favorite things to draw because in second grade we had to do this big project where we put like a coral reef, not a coral, a kelp bird, just an ocean biome, like on the wall, and we had to make these little arts and crafts things, and I would just make these jellyfish, man, with the.
Were you one of the that drew jellyfish like half circle and 4 lines, or were you actually went in detail?
Detail. You gotta get the bell. You have the whole feeding apparatus hanging out there.
The appendages and the little floaty thing.
That's the most beautiful part. It looks like a big flowing skirt coming down from their bell. They're one of the most aesthetically pleasing animals to me.
I have to give that, and also I want to give out a very like contradicting statement. Fuck birds.
Oh whoa! I love birds, man.
But there's some fucking interesting ass birds, and they're just very beautifully like colored and just put together. Whoever came up with birds, like, fuck you, but also like good job
on them. What do you have against birds, man?
I think they're bullshit. I think most birds are bullshit.
They have hollow bones. They fly. Owls are so cool.
Owls are cool. I wish I could.
You can't trust them.
I wish I could give you a specific reason why I don't like birds, but like I just think they're bullshit.
Did you get shit on as a kid a couple times?
No, I did get pissed on by a parrot one time, but that's really about it.
The only thing I hate about birds is fucking city pigeons, because I have to step through.
See, I don't mind pigeons.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I have to walk, like, under the L to get to the fucking banh mi place or to Walgreens to get, like, during my lunch break. Mm-hmm. It's just, the sidewalk is just covered with pigeon shit. Yeah.
No, they're one of the most domesticated creatures out there, and I hear they're the legacy in either France or Egypt, I forget. But, no, I don't mind pigeons at all. I think the main thing that makes me go, like, fuck birds is, like, you took over the place of dinosaur.
Yeah, I'll take a bird over a dinosaur any day.
I'll take a dinosaur over a bird.
A dinosaur is just a fucking bird that's too fat to fly.
Hell yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hell yeah. No, like, I like emus. I like flightless birds.
Oh, what are those, shit. The one that look like the dinosaurs, with the giant beak. They're fucking...
Shoebill?
Yeah, shoebills, man.
They're terrifying when you have them in front of you, but you see them from a profile, they're goofy looking.
They're goofy looking, but they can crush your skull with their beak.
Yep.
In addition to kicking you to death, which like those other birds can, but like this one can actually fucking one-shot you. It can dome you.
Emus can like...
Can they dome you?
Yeah, an emu can just fucking tear up your ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Just with one kick. Yeah, fuck birds.
Fuck you. You're awesome, man. Fuck mammals.
No, you do that, yeah.
I think, on the whole, birds might be my number one. And then... mollusks. Because mollusca, that includes cephalopods like octopodes. Depending on which scientist you
Depending on which asshole you're talking to.
Yeah. Octopodes. Cnidarians. And then mammals. Fucking cats and dogs. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm very easy. Reptiles, insects.
Oh, get the fuck out of
here. Everything else, mid-tier.
Get the fuck out of here. Lizards, get the fuck out of here.
I love me a lizard. I love me a good, scaly... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to me as a child. Well, I kind of know.
Did you grow up with lizards around?
No. Well, we lived in Nayarit, so like that's a coastal state in Mexico. So every weekend we'll go to the beach, and every so often we'll go to the alligator sanctuary.
That sounds cool as shit.
It's fucking cool. It was
terrifying.
I was fucking scared when growing up, but it also was like the coolest thing ever because we will like.
Are there wild alligators in that region?
Yeah.
Oh, get the...
Yeah, so like we will get like in a canoe and we would just like the guy would just like canoe us around and we would just see the alligator like. Do you see what that corner like that far away from that corner?
No, I know how
that's
terrifying.
And they will do nothing, and it was both the scariest and coolest thing ever. And we will also like they will also like row us into a restaurant that was there.
Also rowing, where you could like accidentally disturb or hit an alligator and piss it off. Like, no,
they're
fan boats, baby.
They're really chill about getting hit. Because I don't think they understand the concept of getting hit. It's, yeah, but like, no, we will have that, and then we will get to the restaurant, and the restaurant will also have like, within the lake or the alligators live, you could just swim. I don't know if there was a barrier.
Oh my God.
I don't know if there was a barrier. I don't know if there was something like allowing enough to get over, but there was never a case where like an alligator... At least to my knowledge, when an alligator ate a kid. And then we will also go to like the hatching places where they will just have them like in their cage. And we'll see a bunch of little hatchlings and they were all excited to do it. And there's just something about that just stuck in my mind brain. That just made me fall in love with alligators and reptiles. But no, it's scary. No, in retrospective, really fucking scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's plan a group trip to Mexico.
Let me get my citizenship first, and then we can do it.
You're right. Then I'll be back in. All right, Puerto Rico. All right, Puerto Rico. Yes. Yeah. One of my favorite memories as a kid was just going to Mexico and like swimming at a reef. It was cool as shit. And then like the guy just like, all right, I'm gonna harpoon a couple barracuda and we're gonna grill them up and that's lunch. I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. That's one of the best seafood meals I've ever had.
It's fucking cool. Like just like, hey, like I'm hungry. I'm gonna like get this thing and just cook it up.
Let's go to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Plan the trip around a Bad Bunny concert and then hang out at a beach.
Let's do that. But in the middle of it, we fight Jake Paul.
Here, here's a thing. I don't think I've ever heard a Bad Bunny song, and if I have, I didn't know it was Bad Bunny. But I've seen the man wrestle. I've seen more Bad Bunny wrestling than I have of his music.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, and and it's weird because he is the biggest musician on the planet.
It's really weird because I don't like his music.
I've also seen more of him in movies than I have his music because I saw Bullet Train.
Is that good?
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun, dude. I saw it in 4D, so it was extra fun.
They just, I think they put in one of the streaming services. So I'm just like, I kind of want to watch it.
It's on HBO, I think.
I kind of want to watch it.
Netflix.
I kind of want to watch it just because of like the character that Bad Bunny plays. It just looks like a caricature that I'm super into.
But again, like it has those fun, just throwaway characters that are there just to be in fights, and then you get like a little backstory. But it feels like Naruto, like a Naruto villain, rather than Bleach villains. Whereas the Stern Ritters get zero background.
I'm into it.
Whereas like the Akatsuki each have like, here's my little backstory, and here's why I want to fuck up Brad Pitt.
I think talking about Akatsuki, because I'm always down to talk about the Akatsuki. I think I was gonna say I think only one of the Akatsuki doesn't get a backstory. It's like, no, like 3 of them don't get a backstory that actually matter for their...
Which one?
Because Katsuku is just... he's just evil as shit because he gets him money.
Which one is he?
He's the Stitch guy. The one that is stitched up and has like 3 hearts and can control a bunch of jutsu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Hidan is just fucking a religious nut.
I just like killing people. Like, well, they do explain like they paired people up to be complementary. I'm just like,
I like that.
These two guys because they're just like
that makes sense. I'm saying like, what's the backstory? Oh, I just like killing people. What's your backstory? Oh, I like money.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Kisame is the only one.
Yeah.
Kisame is the only one, but it's like Kisame's he's just like he has the Kenpachi thing. He just wants to be the strongest.
Yeah.
Which I'm a sucker for. But yeah, I honestly don't have anything else.
Yeah, I think we're talked out, man.
I think, because I think we're gonna cut that. Because the only other thing I think I can go off of would be just be like shown in anime, but then that's a 3-hour long conversation.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much to be talked about with shonen. I'll start. Himeno is dead. In the latest episode. Okay, I'll marathon it this weekend.
Literally, the episode for today, I believe, we just get more of the Katana Man.
Okay.
And that cool shit that Kobeni does.
Yeah, but something I like, they hype up Katana Man to be a big rival, but then like two chapters later, he's like, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
It's just like, you don't get like that much backstory. Like, he's just dead.
Problems get solved.
Yeah.
In Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, that's what I like about him. She's like, we have to kill this guy? Like, yeah, he's dead. We got him. Okay. It's like either we're going to kill him or he kills us, and we're just wrapping that up. It's really, I love it, man. I gotta. Because mainly when I watch anime, I'm only watching Witch of Gundam, and then just Feel Good's Spy Family, man. Spy Family is the most adorable show to happen to anime.
I love that have you been watching it or have you been reading it? First Spy Family.
I watched it and then I started reading it.
They just introduced the
Nightfall?
Huh? The spy?
Yeah.
I love her. I love her so much.
You're talking about her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Frost, baby.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
I love the fact that she has a really weird yandere situation going on.
Yeah.
But her opponent can also go to that level.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Also,
it's fun.
in the latest episode, they do the tennis matchup. Twilight totally looks like Snake.
Yeah. See, the headband and
the hair and the Like I pointed out to my parents, like he looks like Snake.
That's got to be deliberate with all the spy stuff they work in there. Spy Family.
I'm enjoying it. It's super wholesome.
I love also just. As you can see, I have a couple Anya gifs. I've made a couple of my own of just clipping the anime.
Talking about wholesome, I think my girlfriend had a passing interest on the. I forget the Japanese name for it, but it's called Love Story. It's some like giant freak that likes a cute little girl, and the cute little girl likes him, but they're like really shy about it. Super wholesome, really cute.
Okay, that might be too.
I watched it. You might not like it, but I watched it. But it's just like we're talking about wholesome. It's like my girlfriend has passing interest on it, so I'm gonna see if I can push him to watch it. Just kind of like a nice little pick me up.
What I like about the spy, because I've seen so much rom-com animes, but I love that this is a completely different dynamic with the family aspect and the daughter and like the whole. It's like a I forget the farce. Mm-hmm. The whole farce. It's so farcical. The whole series is like a Frasier premise. It's just like, oh my god, I'm just like these weird little, like, I don't know what you're doing, and I'm getting into antics with this person, but they don't know what you're doing, and then it's fucking.
I think a huge chunk of it is I have to give it to Yor because of how dumb she is.
Yeah. Because
the fact that she's so dumb, she doesn't realize that Twilight's a spy, and because you're so dumb, Twilight has no reason but to think that you're just an office lady.
No, she's just like else. A ditzy office lady.
Yeah.
Who's trying her best.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Will they? Won't they? We know they will, but...
I hope they fuck.
I know, right? They've this cohabitation, it's gonna lead to it. I mean, do I like Fiona also? Yes.
I like her. I think she might be my favorite one. But there's just something about the handler as well that I like a lot.
Oh my god, at the end of the dog arc, where it's just like... You see a little a peek like you get a sliver of her motivation, and it's just like, oh, you've got a tragic backstory. You're not gonna go in full ever.
And like that's all I need.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
I need like what they gave her, like 5 frames of her past, and
just like I had a family, and just like leave it at that. And then also just like we don't get it yet, but like just one on a cover of one of the volumes in Japan, it's just like, oh, you see Kid Twilight, and he's just like he's a war orphan. Yeah, he's just like, yeah, you don't need the backstory. You get it. Like if they go into it, which you know, like most things will probably, but like you get it. Like, you need that one image, and it's just like, yeah, I want to create a world where like kids like Anya won't have to grow up like how I did. It's like, yeah, you got it. You need it. But yeah, that's it. We've sipped all the tea, man. One of these days, we will drink tea for real. Bye.
I love you, Sheriff Truman.
I love you, 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 Nightman.